7 summers ago, my mom had just signed me up for The Voice. During the 2013 year, I was probably going throughout the audition process and all that kind of thing. So however many summers you want to look back in my life, each one has kind of brought something, to my life that has made an impact. So maybe there's more to the 7 summers thing than I even realized when it comes to my life as far as, what my future was going to bring. The day we wrote 7 Summers, it was the first time I was writing with Josh Osborne and Shane McAnally, who are a couple of legends in the Nashville songwriting community. So, we were kind of just sitting around talking and getting to know each other because we didn't really know each other at all. So we just started kind of writing about, young love, not necessarily exactly 7 summers ago, but, in a sense, however long it was, a long time ago. It took you back to maybe high school for me or to college or whatever it may be. A love that you knew that it wasn't going to work, but at the same time, you wanted it to. I've known girls who just really love the summertime and don't ever, they don't really enjoy the seasons. They just want one season. And so I kind of went playing off that, and we were off to the races after that.
Yeah, you used to talk about getting even further south, somewhere where the summer lasted all year round.
Actually, a girlfriend of mine back in the day used to always talk about moving down there. She was from Florida, and she was back up in Tennessee, and she was just always talking about wanting to go back to Florida. I don't want to move to Florida, but I wasn't going to be the one to stop her. So yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Probably got a big old diamond on your hand right now. Maybe a baby or a couple by now. Long driveway to a big white house.
A lot of the girls I went to high school with or college with, I didn't go to college, but a lot of those that went to college, they're married by the time they're 22, 23, 24 years old, and they have those things. I think it may be a small town way of viewing things. It just seems like it happens a lot in small towns. They're all married with kids and got a picket fence, and that's just the way that's the way they wanted their life to be, and that's the way that they got it. So it's not a jab at them or anything by any means. It's just kind of the way it is.
But I wonder when you're drinking if you find yourself thinking about that boy from East Tennessee.
It's mostly just the people for me. My family is all pretty much back in East Tennessee for the most part. And I was born in Sneedville, Tennessee, and then moved around and ended up in Knoxville. We got our Tennessee Vols. That's something that we're all very, very fond of and something that represents us. It's just a beautiful kind of laid-back place, man. Even still to this day, if you're on the side of the road, somebody's going to stop and help you. I'm proud of the way it looks. We got our lakes, our rivers, and things that I really love to do as well. And man, it's just a good place to have a family.
And I know we both knew better, but we still said forever, and that was 7 summers of coke and Southern comfort. Were we dumb or just younger? Who knows?
Some relationships like that do work. My parents, for example, went to high school together. They got married. They're still together. So yeah, it is possible. Me and the girl have different ideas of what forever looked like. But in that moment, it just sounded good and it felt right, and you just you didn't want to go there. You didn't want to go to that conversation about what was so different about you guys. But just in that moment, everything seemed it was fine for now.
Back then, you used to love the river and sipping on a sixer with me. Does it ever make you sad to know that was 7 summers ago?
Me and my friends, we'd either somebody's got some land down there, we go down there, have a bonfire. Somebody got a pier, and you get a girl off by herself, and you get a little, Coke and Southern Comfort and sit out there and dangle your feet on the pier, and especially if it's your girlfriend, and talk about things that are probably never gonna happen. It's bittersweet to think about all those kind of good times, because you're not gonna get them back, especially not with that person. It's kind of you admitting that you're a little bit sad, but also wanting to know if that other person feels the same.
Yeah, I bet your daddy's so proud how his little girl turned out. Thinks he dodged a bullet of a good old boy like me.
I've had one girlfriend. They grew up with a little more class than me and my family maybe did, and I don't know. I kind of always felt looked down on a little bit by that. For him, she definitely did dodge a bullet. And there's good old boys everywhere. Don't get me wrong. I would say somebody who works with their hands, hunts, fishes, maybe don't have a whole lot of money, but good, honest work. Money is not everything. It's more about what truly makes you happy as a person. And if that's having 5 acres and a double wide on your property, then I think that's amazing.
Cause I still go drinking same friends on Friday. Bought a few acres, couple roads on the highway. Guess you never saw things my way anyway.
I'm thinking about all these old things, but like, I can't go back down that path because it was never going to work in the first place. So let's not try to go, completely down that rabbit hole. It's kind of him like kind of shaking his head and coming to, getting out of that little dream that he's had for these past couple minutes. Huge shout out to Josh and Shane for helping me write this song, man. They are incredible songwriters, and so far that's our only song that we've written so far. So we're 1 for 1. I guess if you see it before I do, let them know we should write another one.